Okay, I'm now near the end of my Mary Spender song, and I've now written a bridge and a variation on the chorus, so I call it chorus 3. I didn't get stuck anywhere, luckily. The story was fairly an easy idea, and I came up with a lot of ideas along the way. So I used some, and some got tossed in the trash can, so I came up with additional rhymes for Spender, which I wasn't expecting. The human brain, or the universe, as the case may be, is great at solving problems. So if you give it a day, things will come together sometimes. It does take practice. I mean, all of this takes practice. Maybe days, maybe weeks, months or years. Writing bad songs is what it takes to train your brain to come up with better ideas. So you just keep doing it. Do it more often can really help. So, rather than spending a year to write 2 songs, it's probably a better idea to work on a couple song ideas every day and maybe finish them every week or every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks, something like that. So just keep working on it. That's the idea. So I've got written down, it says do it more often can really help. If you write 10 songs, then wait 5 years to write your next song. You may find it get difficult to get restarted. Spending an hour a day can really help make progress. You can incorporate this with your guitar or piano practice to be more efficient. What do you do when you get really stuck? So this is the, pulling your hair out or driving the nice sports car down the street like the whatever that's called is called. I'll stick it in later, I guess. The thumbnail. So, like what the thumbnail says, when you get stuck, what do you do when you get stuck? This will happen, and I would try the following. Don't worry about the subject of your song at first. Start with different places in the process rather than starting at writing lyrics. You might start at, trying to come up with a good guitar, sequence and go from there, or even come up with a good melody. Don't worry about the subject of your song, of course. Start at different places in the process. Maybe you can develop a chord progression and rhythm first. Of course, that's what I just said. You may have to start at different places to come up with different material, which I actually do. I know I find it easy to write the first verse and the first chorus, and then write the second verse after I've worked with the initial lines, because it'll be easier to do it the second time around if I do it in that process. But sometimes I'll work out a chord progression or even come up with a lyric with a melody in my head first. So, and then I'll just try to put it down on tape and go from there. You can write nonsense to develop your cadence. You don't have to write your final lyrics. Just write, whatever comes into your mind and see how that goes. Of course, it's not going to be perfect and it's not going to be your final lyrics, but it's going to be something you can work with. You can even hold off trying to rhyme your lines at first, which, that's definitely a possibility. So, write lines without rhymes first and then rewrite them with rhyming. Your mind will end up putting that together, if not at first, then, after you practice a while, that'll happen. Often, even when you think you're writing the final song, your lyrics can be placeholder lyrics. So I've got this written down, so I'm reading it off of what I've got written down. Your lyrics can be placeholder lyrics until you can think of something better. So, get stuff down on paper. I usually use Microsoft Word. I'm pretty sure I wrote this in there too. rather than writing at pen and paper, because then you can rewrite the lyrics fast. But one thing you may want to do in that case is save your revisions. So as you edit your material, save your revisions so that you can go back to it and see what you had written before. Once you have lyrics written that you think are good, sing your lyrics and take note when you make mistakes, because often the mistakes can be a breakthrough to better lyrics. You can also try different points of view, so you can make it from a first-person point of view, that you're the opposite party in your song and you're singing about somebody else, or something like that. Or you can make it third person, so you're singing about a guy and a girl that are different from you. So try different things if you're struggling making it make sense. That does help. And that comes from Dylan's work in the 70s. He did a lot of that kind of thing. He threw junk down on paper. He tried to pick up good lines and put it together. And then he would just, try to come up with good material out of nonsense and then make it from different parties, different points of view. So that would be what Dylan did in the 70s, and it really worked for him at the time. Will you ever make money with a finished song? I wouldn't make royalties a primary goal of songwriting. Keep the pressure off. Expect that you'll have to work your regular job for a while. Spend a little time each day writing and playing. You don't have to do this full time, just spare time is good. So, honestly, if you're struggling for years and years to try to break through and write the great song that the publishing companies want to pick up and all that stuff, you can, take a break and do your regular job, work on your own stuff in your spare time. You can get together with other people and do, co-writing such things like my daughter does. She has co-writers she works with regularly. She is a Nashville songwriter. I'm not a Nashville songwriter. I just pretend to be a songwriter. Well, I call myself an amateur songwriter, so I don't do this with any expectation of making any money ever. And I would expect that it will take you a lot of years or a lot of months or a lot of weeks or something to sell a single song. So I would expect it to take a while. And just like with YouTube videos, you do your thing and you hope to get better and you make your videos better and then more people want to watch, that kind of thing. So that's what happens. Spend a little each time a day playing and writing. You don't have to do this full time, just like I said. Opportunities will come along. From experience with another songwriter, my daughter probably, usually the first opportunities will be exciting, but ultimately not pan out either. But they will let you know that you're on the right track. If you love songwriting and playing your guitar for others, I think the work is really its own reward. And yeah, I wrote that down, but I really believe that the work is the reward of songwriting, not the money. It'd be nice if I sold a song and made a few bucks, that'd be okay. Or if I sold a song and made top 5 and made a bunch of money, that would be even better. But ultimately, the reward is the work itself. So songwriting is its own reward. It's fun to do. It's fun to play. And eventually you hope that, you get something out of it. How do I write a hit song and make... Oh, that's a song from another person. If I had another person asking it. How do I write a song and make millions? Again, don't make money or success your primary goal. Make the primary goal continuous improvement. I'm at 10 minutes, oh my gosh. Even after you start to become successful. So it's always about continuous improvement, making it better the next time. If you continue to make continuous improvement your goal, you will end up with something that somebody wants to use and take care of and make a song on an EP or something, then hopefully it does well, and then you make money off of that. There are traits that will be more popular to people. You want to use common words, if at all possible. Get to the chorus and the hook faster. Keep lines to the fewest words possible, so economy of words is what they usually call that. Keep studying and incorporating new information that makes sense to you. So be careful with what you buy into, There are a lot of people trying to sell information out there on any kind of songwriting, but the better idea is to just make sure it makes sense to you before you incorporate it into your process, whatever it is. Being creative is not always beneficial for a hit song. Yeah, that's right. Being creative is not always beneficial for a hit song. What does that mean? Isn't it a great idea to be creative? Yes, but it's also important to be very simple, use words that are common to most people, things like that. Write picture words. I like writing picture words. So that's one of my primary goals in a song, is to make sure a lot of my words are picture words, like house or car or street or tree, picture words. So mostly nouns. That way the reader or the listener can put a picture to what you're singing. You can also use emotions and things like that too, but I think pictures are some of the better ways to really elicit the response in the listener. Keeping things simple and down to earth does help more with popularity. So if you write words that only lawyers can understand, you'll only sell to lawyers. But if you write words that everybody can understand, then you'll appeal to a broader audience. So that's the idea. I like being creative. So yes, writing down to earth and taking a shot at writing a hit song is somewhat a goal, but I like being creative too. So I don't write every single song like I want to hit the top 100 or the top 10. I just write so that some of my songs are written to appeal to a broader audience, and other songs are written more to be a creative thing for me. And I really like that. So, and I don't care. So that's my thing. I don't care if I sell a song. It's not that important to me. I care if I make good songs that I like. I make songs that other people kind of like, but I don't make songs that will make me tons of money necessarily. I write what I like to write, and I don't worry about it too much. Even, I'll even put curse words in, and I'll not rhyme, and I'll do odd things with my lines. So, all of those things. I'll break all the rules. I don't worry about it. In my opening line, I heard something today that said, your opening line should tell you exactly what the whole song is about. Well, sometimes I do that, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I make an appealing first line to get listeners. Sometimes I just make garbage that nobody cares about. So, it's just all about what I want to do, what I want to hear, what I want to put out. So I'm being an artist that doesn't care about popularity. I just want to do good stuff for myself, not necessarily for everybody else. I think that's a good attitude to have generally, but every once in a while, you got to put out something that people like. So while, every 10 songs, maybe one of them you have to kind of appeal to popularity. All the rest of them can be any kind of garbage you want. Things you like, things that appeal to you, that sound good to you. I mean, that's great. Not a problem. One thing I want to say about making money with songwriting is that it is the one thing that makes the most money as part of the music business. What am I saying? One thing I want to say about making money with songwriting is that it is the thing that makes the most money as part of the music system. Oh, yeah, I got it. Okay, so the songwriting part of it, so as the songwriter, you actually make the most money off of a song that actually gets sold. So I don't know what the percentages are. Maybe the music business gets the most money. But the artist gets less money than the songwriter does. So actually the songwriter is the one who makes the most money after a song is sold, of at least the artist and the songwriter. If you're an artist, you should at least be a co-songwriter on most of your work, which Elvis was, but he really wasn't a songwriter. It was, everybody else would make the song, but he would put his name on it, so he would get part of the royalty of selling a song, which is not good. I don't agree with that. But if you are an artist, singing stuff that is pertinent to you is a good thing. And so if you create the idea or create some of the words or create the melody and be a co-songwriter on the song, that will make you more money than just being the artist. I'm saying otherwise you'll struggle a lot even when you're successful. So it's something to think about. If you're getting traction as an artist, you have an advantage over other songwriters if you do songwrite, because you can sell your own songs to yourself, so that's an easy thing. Another thing I would say is that when I was young, I used to write with pen and a notebook. That's an interesting one. Anymore, I use Microsoft Word, and that does make editing my lyrics much easier. You really could do either. So you can choose to write pen and notebook if that's what you want to do, but you're going to do a lot of editing, so doing it in a word processor is probably a good idea, but it's really what you're comfortable with, so keep that in mind. I don't use AI to generate lyrics. I don't even know why I wrote that, because that's just silly. I feel that songwriting is a human thing and not a machine thing. It requires emotional intelligence. And what does that mean? Well, Google it. It's just, it's something that machines can't understand. It's just something that people understand. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to include the full Mary Spender song here right after this. And, well, it says I'll leave my mistakes that I make in, but I've already recorded it and I don't have any mistakes. Believe it or not. I don't have any serious mistakes, so I'm going to probably post it as it is within the song, and then maybe post the same one as an individual video too. So I'll do both. So I'll have my new bridge in. I've got some talking lines. I've got a third variation on the chorus. So all those things will be in. I don't know if it's 3 minutes. It might be 4 or 5 minutes. I'm not sure. It's not seriously long, so I'm guessing it's probably 3.5 minutes or so, which is a good spot to be in for a song. But again, you can write a 1 minute song, especially if you write a clip of a song. Or you can write a 10-minute song like All Too Well is, by Taylor Swift. And I didn't say that. I didn't talk Taylor Swift. So, but that song is interesting. I'm going to leave Taylor Swift songs to Taylor Swift, so I'm going to stick to my own songs. I do have, I have plenty of anecdotes about things. So, for instance, if you listen to, and I would do this, listen to my song, last song I had in my heart, and you tell me in the comments below what you think that song is about. And I think you'll be surprised to hear what it actually is about. If you take it at face value, it's a breakup song. The guy has a girl leave him to go off and make music on her own, and she's highly successful, and she's never coming back to him. So he's lost her forever. So they've broken up. But so that's what it's talking about. But what is it really about? So let me know in the comments below if you have an idea what it's about. Take a listen, come back and comment what you think it's about. All right, you have a good night. I know you've got the name, it's not a shot at you, but I'm in a spot, don't know what to do. Got a Budweiser budget, she's got champagne taste. Better change the story before it gets too late. When I walk in the door, shopping bags galore, no space anywhere, do we even have a floor? When I've been on the town, home after a bender, I don't wanna see your clothes, Mary Spender. Picture of life now, I work from 9 to 9. She's such high maintenance, puts me in a bind. Have a 69 pickup, it needs a little work. Spending a few bucks, I don't wanna be a jerk. I walk in the door, shopping bags galore, no space anywhere, do we even have a floor? When I've been on the town, looking for a fender, I don't wanna see your shoes, Mary Spender. Something to tell you, it makes me feel sad. I can't pay the bills, we're gonna lose everything we have. No, not the clothes. No, not the shoes. I walk in the door, shopping bags galore, no space anywhere, do we even have a floor? As I go through the mail, marking return to sender, I don't wanna see your clothes, I don't wanna see your shoes, I don't wanna see your earrings, Mary Spender. How'd you get those? Where'd the money come from? New credit card? Oh geez.